Hello, my friends. This is the podcast that brings the wealth of knowledge, expertise, and fun of Twin Smoke Shop, New England's premier smoke shop, right to you, wherever you are, whenever you want it. And that's not just blowing smoke. You can find us at our website, notjustblowingsmoke.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Not Just Blowing Smoke.
Cool breeze in my head, bittersweet smoke flying through the air. It's the way I feel, smoking on a fat cigar.
Hey, that was Jeff Mitchell's Fat Cigar you were listening to, and that means it's time for Not Just Blowing Smoke. Coming at you live from Twin Smoke Shop studio headquarters here in Londonderry, New Hampshire at the 724 Lounge.
Yeah.
Be sure and hit that subscribe button.
Ding.
If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or listening after the fact on Podbean, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, iTunes, Google, or wherever else you may have found this podcast. We're everywhere. I'm Pastor Padron, Nick O'Teen, Daved and Confused. We are your hosts of the Not Just Blowing Smoke podcast.
We are the hosts with the most.
Mm-hmm.
Danny.
The host with the most smokes.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, I'm running out of juice here.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Well, I only fill this thing up once a week, so I mean, which is far better than any other lighter that I've ever had.
And what lighter is that?
This is the Karubi Tomo. Black matte, but because I use it constantly, it has a nice patina finish on it. It is great. You should buy one. You can
more
only
like
get it here at Twin Smoke Shop.
Antique nickel.
Yeah, actually it does. It looks like it's been
Nickel
it looks
from
like it's
nicotine.
from it looks now that I've had it, and I've only had this for about 2-3 months, and this thing looks like it's been in the Vietnam War. Like my great grandfather gave it to me after World War II.
I've
that
had
he used
mine
it.
for a couple of years,
Yeah.
and it looks the same.
It does, but it's not matte black though. I know, but yours isn't matte black.
No, mine's like brushed steel.
Right.
You know, it's
So
got
it
dark
looks
steel. Yeah.
but it looks like that all the time.
Yeah,
But mine
it
does not.
No,
No.
Yeah. Why is that?
because you are
Nick?
Well,
nicotine.
I have used it and abused it, and
Yep.
it keeps on ticking. And I have actually washed this one twice by accident, and it still goes.
Well,
that'll
that
have a
would
little
do
bit
it
of a
too,
of a
yeah.
look
Yep,
to it, you know,
that would
soap
definitely do it.
is usually not meant for lighters.
I've used dropped and kicked this a bunch of times.
Also, could probably add to the patina.
Yeah, for sure. The only thing I haven't done is run it over, which I hope I don't.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
you've already
now
done
you
that
jinxed
with your
yourself.
I did it with my 320, and
Your
You
camo
can't just say
actually.
320 because you have like 4 320s.
I have 6.
See,
I have 6.
I just
320s.
pulled 4 out of my butt.
So, but anyways, my Savonelli
Literally,
320,
or
No,
you're just
figuratively,
picking the
Dan.
number.
I think he's just picking the number, Dan.
I just picked a number.
Thank God.
And I knew it was more than 1.
Yes, I hope so.
Oh my God.
So, anyways, guys, how was your snow weekend? Wasn't
I
it
loved
great?
It was great. I drove in it. I had
Oh, well, I did too. I
going
had to
down
work.
Route 101 from Maine back to Derry.
Yeah, that was the greatest, wasn't it?
It was. I had a blast.
Yeah, absolutely. You just like white knuckled it all the way home.
No, I didn't. I was waiting for people to get the hell out of my way. It's
Yeah.
wonderful when you have a.
So you're one of those careless drivers on the left
No,
side, and
Sounds like Dave, yeah.
just barrel ass
I
down
just happen to have a
95.
vehicle that has 3 separate transmissions for,
What?
different terrain. You didn't know that about the Commander?
One, it doesn't have 3 separate different transmissions. No car has 3 transmissions. I actually think.
Yes.
No.
Yeah,
I
the
think
H2.
tanks do.
The H2
think
does,
tanks
and that
do.
was the competing vehicle for the Commander. They only made it for like fucking
You
4
don't.
years.
You don't have 3 transmissions. You may have 3 differentials, which is a different from transmissions. The transmissions go through the gears.
I understand.
It would be useless to have 3
That's
transmissions.
why. Why when I put it in
unless you have an 18-wheeler. Do you have any? You don't drive an 18-wheeler.
I have no idea what to say, so I can't. I'm not adding to this at all.
Hey, Scotty. But no, you don't
Let's
have.
let's stop talking about whether or not Dave's car has multiple transmissions. And let's talk about the cigars.
Okay,
tonight.
yeah, sure.
Today's
Well, they're not
episode-
like they're separate. They're all in one. It's got like they switch between different gears, but it's not in the freaking that rear axle in the differential. Takes place in the transfer case.
I'm trying to give you the way out. I'm trying really hard.
Let's move on. Let's move on here. Somebody's got to answer in the comments if Dave's right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Google it.
All right, so
we'll Google it after.
2006 Commander.
Twins has started a tradition. It began last year. We did it again this year. It's going to be something that we do, I think, moving forward. And that is, around the Thanksgiving holiday to put together a 4-pack or 5-pack of cigars that represent, the customer favorite by sales and stuff for that year.
I have a better idea.
What's the better idea? I'm dying to hear it.
Well, how much feedback did you get?
Dave, can we let's explain what we're doing.
I'm just saying for next year.
Let's explain what we're doing.
All
right.
Fine.
So we made and what makes the pack different from other. We're not the only store that does like contenders for Cigar of the Year packs, but what we do that makes it a little bit different and a little more fun is that the cigars are unbanded and they're given separate numbers, and so you're smoking them blind. So you're getting, and this year was 5 cigars. They're all 5 great cigars that we know customers love, did well this year. All, and you get to smoke them and then return your card with the number of the cigar that you like the best. And that's normally how this works. The packs sold out.
They did. They sold out pretty quick.
And they sold out pretty quick. So what we're doing tonight is revealing the cigars that were in that pack. And revealing what our pick is for Cigar of the Year.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about those. How do I want to do this? Well, let's start with this.
Yeah. Let's.
The
What,
cigar-
what are we smoking, Dan?
The cigar we're smoking is number 2. This was number 2 in the pack, and this is the Micarita Black Papasaka. Okay, USA Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, San Andreas Negro binder, and Nicaraguan fillers. It's a Corona Gorda. It's 5 5/8 by 48. We had Yvonne and Cindy, Yvonne Ramey and Cindy Saka from Dunbarton on several weeks ago. We smoked this cigar, this is really good, and this is our cigar of the year. This ended up being picked
Yeah.
the best overall cigar of the year.
Yay! Can we get a celebration cue in there? Congratulations to the Micarita Black Papasaka, not to be confused with the Saka Khan or any other Micaritas.
Yep. So now that we've got, that's what we're smoking. We've got this weird cocktail
I don't know
that
what
Levi
it is.
made for us.
Yes.
He smoked this cigar and came up with this cocktail to pair with it.
Are you not?
And
Dude, try the drink with the cigar.
Don't just call it a cocktail again.
It's a cocktail.
it is. It's a cocktail.
It's a big cocktail.
No, it's
It's a big cocktail.
what's left over.
Like it.
Mm.
You know, as crazy as it sounds, or as crazy as it tastes, it's pretty good.
It goes with this too.
It does. It goes pretty well with it. It's pretty surprising he pulled it off again. Go ahead.
The creaminess and sweetness of the drink
Yeah.
really complements
There's a nice
the
spice to it.
earthiness
Just tell
of the
me.
cigar.
Just tell me it's not coconut.
Why, you allergic to
I
coconut?
hate coconut with a passion.
I don't taste any coconut.
No, I don't taste coconut.
I hope not.
Well, then try to drink.
I hope.
Try to drink.
Hope. Looks very coconutty.
Well, I mean, you could put cream in there and make it the same color. No? Try to drink. Please.
In the meantime.
In the meantime.
In the meantime. All right. Let's go through the cigars one by one through here. So, number one in the pack.
Froze to your sheet
froze. That's how freaking cold it is in here, people.
Number one.
It froze to the blanket.
Number one in the pack was the Rocky Patel Decade Habano TAA Toro.
That's a good, I mean, for the price, it is a good cigar. I mean,
Yeah.
all around great cigar, and for the price, even better.
Now, here's one of the reasons that got into the pack. It's a TAA.
Yep.
The TAA actually did come out in 2022.
Okay.
But the numbers outsold every other TAA that was released this year.
Uh-huh.
So this is like, this cigar represented, our customers' favorite TAA cigar this year.
Beautiful.
And ironically, it was from last year. So, but for the money, it really is a very good cigar.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it kind of sucks a little bit that it's a TAA cigar because not all shops can have it.
Right.
Only TAA retailers can have it. Mm-hmm. It's great for us because it's such a good cigar at a great price.
It's a Habano from Honduras for the wrapper, Nicaraguan binder filler, box press Toro 6.5 by 52. We've had that on the show before. Very, very good.
Yeah. It's not
Very good
It's not
cigar.
too light and it's not too heavy. It's kind of like almost that Goldilocks
Yeah.
theory where it's like right in the middle. It's really nice.
Yeah, you could have that anytime. Number two was the Mikrita Black Papasaka, which we're smoking now.
Oh, yeah.
And
What's number 3?
number three was the Roma Craft Volstead Roy Olmsted.
Ooh, was that the Bellicoso one or
Yes.
the Torpedo one?
It was the Bellicoso
Yeah.
cigar. And that cigar features an Ecuadorian Sumatra hybrid wrapper. Mm-hmm. And then also a San Andreas binder, just like not the Negro, but San Andreas like the Papasaka here.
Correct.
And Nicaraguan fillers, 5.5 by 54. And that was also one of these cigars that came out, and there was a lot of hype about it, and I think people at Twins, were wondering what it was going to be or how it was going, but it caught on.
Yeah.
And both stores, that blend has done really well.
Yeah, it has. Absolutely.
And that's a really great size too.
Yeah.
Yep. Number 4 was, I think, Dave's favorite, or one of Dave's favorites, the Christoph Nicaragua Robusto.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Nicaraguan Habano wrapper and a Nicaraguan Corojo binder and Nicaraguan fillers. 5 by 50 classic Robusto. That was a great new cigar from Christoph.
Oh, yeah. Especially like in the 9th inning. I think that one is alongside with the Tres
Compadres, yeah.
Compadres is those two, I mean, coming out of the 9th inning. I mean, that's a home run right there for those guys. I mean, those were really, really good cigars at the last minute. Not last minute, but at the last month and a half of the year to come out with something like that. I mean, those are great.
Yep. And number 5 was the Plasencia 149 Santa Fe.
That had to be.
Coseca Santa Fe.
Yeah. Those ones, I mean, the Mikiri the Black, and the 149. I mean, those things, even though if you smoke them, they're two different areas of where you're going to get hit from. But, I mean, they're powerhouses.
Those were my 2 favorite cigars.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
And that's a Honduran Puro. Honduran binder, wrapper, filler. Robusto Gordo at 4 3/4 by 60 box pressed. Great size, too. I mean, when you box press a 60, it's actually, I think,
More palatable.
more palatable than.
Well,
just a
yeah.
straight
Well,
60.
I think with that arrangement, you do that box press in a 60, and a regular 60 ring gauge can be quite subtle. But with that box press that does that arrangement with the tobaccos, it's very, very good.
Right.
It's not too powerful, but it's not too subtle where you're kind of getting like this is kind of boring. But again, at the same time, it's a Honduran Puro, so you're gonna get all of that and more. And having it as a box press just makes it that much better.
Right. Right. So, what do you guys? You guys agree with those 5 cigars being some of the top 5 for twins?
I don't know, Dave. What do you think? I have some opinions on it.
I feel like I'm surprised the beefs didn't make it.
The what?
The beef stick. I'm surprised the
The beef stick, we didn't have any at the time when we were choosing.
yeah, but
I
still,
believe, right?
it should be
Oh, I
top
mean,
5 top cigars of the year. Beef stick.
you can throw it in there as honorable.
Plasencia 151.
I mean, yes.
I
but
actually honestly like that better than the
this was
149.
this was way after it. I mean, at the time when we were picking cigars, or when we were talking about it, anyways. I mean, it was what we had on hand. The 151 wasn't out. We only had the 149 and the meat stick or the red meat lovers from Steve Saka. We didn't have any at the time. We got them in. I mean, we got how many boxes, and we went out in a week.
Yeah,
we
that's
sold
my
everything
point.
in a week.
They
But
were
so
gone.
what are you gonna just kind of have something in there as a substitution, or just leave it blank and just write them in, like you would in a vote or something? Like,
Well, here's
when people haven't
I
smoked
think,
it yet?
I think we're doing the whole thing wrong
how are we doing this? Whole
because
thing wrong?
you're giving the people the stuff and then they go home and then they forget about it and probably a lot of them didn't even smoke all of them by now, so because they
I
have a
hope so.
regular
It's been
rotation.
weeks.
But so my thing is let's make an event out of it. So we have the top cigar night. People come in, they pay $40, they get 5 cigars, and we smoke them all, and then they review them at the end of it.
I mean, I wish you would have brought that up before we started making packs. I mean,
'Cause
that
then you
that
get your-
sounds like
you
a good
get your
idea.
freaking answer
I'm
then.
not.
Make an event out of it.
Well, I'm not.
Or
I'm
multiple.
not bashing
like
it.
this
I mean,
week we do this. This
you
week we
want
do that.
people to come and smoke 5 cigars back to
Or
back.
break it up. 2 one night, 1 another night. I don't know.
I mean, here in Londonderry, I mean, it could happen. I mean, it makes sense. I wouldn't do 5. I think 5 would probably be too much for a lot of the guys
no,
here.
in one sitting, probably maybe 3 or 2.
That's what I was gonna say. If
Yeah.
you let me finish, I was gonna say that. So, anyways,
But we
it
need
sounds
our-
like an
we-
idea. Good
you
idea.
know what I mean? Because we
I
need
appreciate
we
that,
need the
yeah.
answers immediately. We don't need them like when someone gets around to it, because nobody ever gets
mean-
around to it. They're too busy.
I mean, it sounds like a good idea. 5
They
cigars.
come here to smoke a cigar, not to get homework.
Obviously, 5 cigars probably a little too much. 3 cigars, we could probably do that. I mean, we're gonna have to look in the future now, November, December, stuff like that. We could probably plan something out, Dave. Great idea, my friend. Great idea, Danny. It's a great idea. It's a great idea. We're gonna write that down. Danny's gonna write that down in his book. He's gonna write it down, and we're gonna come back to that in a few months from now. Sounds good?
About 10 months from now.
10 months from now, you guys stay tuned. We're all gonna be here, sitting here, and you're gonna watch everybody smoke cigars. And we're gonna do a live stream. We're gonna have the show on. It's gonna be great. We're gonna call people up, and we're just gonna go crazy. Kurt's gonna love it.
I'm gonna throw a little thing in there though that you couldn't have, more than, I would say you can't have more than one from any one brand in the pack, whatever it is. And I think the Micarita Black, the Papasaka, is
Would it have
in my
sold-
mind, is the cigar I would pick. I would pick it over the beef stick to put it in for what they came out with this year.
I don't know. The beef stick sold way better in Hookset than the Papasaka. Just saying.
I mean, I think the Papasaka.
People
did
came
better.
in and bought boxes of the beef stick. Nobody came in and bought boxes of the freaking Papasaka.
Well, that's
that was all singles.
well, that's just one store. That's you guys over there. That's you guys over there. For us, it was different. I mean, so anyways, Danny, go ahead before I say anything. Go ahead.
That's all right. Hookset has better taste, anyways.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know. What the- so you would put the beef stick in there. What other cigars really stood out to you this year?
You talking to me or you talking to him?
Both of you.
Gosh.
I mean, you can go Matapa.
I
Matapa
totally forgot about that.
Matapa from Foundation. That
There
was
you
a
go.
I mean, that was a huge one. I mean, we're all out of the Maduro, Churchill, and Toros right now. I
Yep.
mean, and God knows, we were talking earlier about the box situation that Foundation is having right now with their Matapa boxes.
Right.
And God knows
So
what we're
right
gonna
now,
have.
Foundation is out of the Maduros as well.
Yeah. So
Not because they don't have the cigars made,
it's the
but
boxes.
because there's been a production issue with some of the boxes.
Yeah.
They're getting that fixed.
So, I mean, you got Matapa. Damn, what other ones that we could say? I mean, the Matapa for me is kind of like the highlight of 2023. That was, I mean, one of the best cigars. Like, don't get me wrong, mi querida, the beef stick.
They're
I
all
mean,
so
all of them,
delicious,
they're
man.
all good. But I think the one for me that stands out the most is the Matapa Maduro. Either the Churchill or the Toro. I like smoking the Churchill because I love that flavor a little bit longer. I got about hour and a half out of that cigar, out of the Churchill, and it was just absolutely delicious, through and through. From the minute I lit it to the minute I put it down in my ashtray. But that for me has to be the one that has to probably stand out the most. After that would probably be the Mi Querida Black and the beef stick, and I think the one after that, which is not a recent release, but we just got it back in, and I haven't seen it in a long time, which is the Tatuaje 2003. And I remember Pat grabbing a box, and he's like, why isn't this out? This is crazy. Why isn't this out? We haven't had this in so long. I was like, I haven't seen that in a long time, in probably like 3-4 years. And he put it on the shelf, and he's like, Nick, you got to have this. We were smoking it one Sunday, and he's going off. He's like, this is the best cigar ever. This is the best cigar ever. I'm like, well, Pat says that a lot about Tatuaje and a lot of Fuente stuff. And most of the time he's right, but sometimes he's wrong. And I was like, I'm skeptical about it. So I was like, all right, I grabbed it, smoked it when I got out of work, and I was like, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Pat's right. This is a damn good cigar, man. It was damn good. I mean, I recommend it to everybody that that's looking for something a little bit different in that nice price range. It's $16, but damn, that is one of the best cigars Pete Johnson's put out. It's so good.
We have any left?
Yeah.
2003?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a regular production.
Yeah,
cigar.
it's a regular cigar. It's a regular production cigar.
Yeah. What about? There were a lot of cigars that were $20 and over that came out this year.
Ooh. Well, which
any of
one?
those-
I mean,
Did Gosses come out this year?
they did, yes.
Yes, they did, but they aren't $20 B's. We had another line of Mirafels come out.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
Ernst.
Out of my price
We
range.
had this year's Alfonso release.
You guys all got to smoke one, though.
You know, we had.
We did.
But it seems like a lot of cigars are coming out pushing that $20 price tag.
I mean, that's kind of where it's going, man. I mean, they're all up there. I mean, Rocky Patel just came out with the Conviction. That's a $100 cigar. I mean, Steve Saka kind of popped everybody's cherry when he came out with the Unicorns way back. Like, was that
Yeah.
now? 2-3 years now?
everybody's doing a $100 cigar.
You know what I
It's
mean?
funny.
He just recently came out with the Mi Querida and the Brulee Blue Unicorns.
Yep,
That was the Brulee Blue
this year.
Unicorn?
Yeah, those
Wow.
are all gone.
That's crazy.
Surprisingly, I mean, they all sold. We got one Mi Querida Black Unicorn that's down there.
I got to come out of my hookshot shell. more
Yeah,
often.
yes, you do. I mean, what else? I mean, other than your normal price increases that we get all the time. I mean, Diamond Crown, we just did those today. Those are all the Black Diamonds are now all 20 plus, which those are good cigars. And again, I mean, for me, the Maximus is such a great cigar for the money.
Oh, I love the Maximus.
The Maximus is such a great cigar for the money. What else is out there? I mean,
It's the other.
it's
Opus,
still
isn't
pretty.
it?
It's still right now. It's still pretty reasonable. Other than you get into the Plasencias, but I mean, even the Milanios. The Milanios are kind of touching in up there. I mean, the Figurado is $17.99. They're still kind of under that 20, but
Did anybody smoke the Robusto too?
the Robusto too.
Yeah.
The Plasencia Natural.
Oh,
Robusto
I have.
too.
I have not.
Very good.
I don't know why he hasn't brought any over to Hookset yet, but
That's a
like
good
some.
question. That's something that you would have to catch that man's attention over there. But I mean, do we need that? Does the industry need that? That's my question to
more
that.
Plasencia.
No. I mean the
Yes.
$20. I mean, getting back to the subject at hand. I mean the
Oh,
$20
do we need
sticks.
More $20 sticks? No.
Well,
I mean,
that's one of the things I really liked about the 5-pack that we put together was, the Rocky Patel, the
What'd you charge
Volstead,
for the pack?
the Volstead,
40.
and
Wow.
Christoph, are all right around $10.
Yeah.
And I can say for sure off the top, what's the Decade Habano go for?
Oh, it's like $9.
Okay, so it's $9 for that, and then the other cigars are $9 and $9.50.
Yep.
So you can get really good cigars.
You can.
Some
for
of
around
the
$10, yeah.
best cigars of the year came out at under the $10 price range,
Yeah, for sure.
and that's one of the reasons I really like the pack,
Yeah.
because you can really start thinking that if you're not spending $12-15, you're not getting something good. Well, you can. Maybe we should do another episode of, great cigars for under $10.
Yeah, cheap
Yeah.
cigar episode.
I'd love
Yeah.
doing that. I mean, one of the
Or
cigars.
budget friendly cigars.
Yeah,
Value,
budget friendly or
Value.
under
Value cigars. I think.
value cigars.
Value cigars.
Now, another good value, and again, I haven't smoked one of these since since Mr. Steve Saka did an event with us, which, God, been a little while since before the pandemic, right? So he has now, which we just recently got in the past week, is the Polpettas. Mm-hmm. Those,
One of the first stores in the country to have them.
which is awesome. It's nice to have that record.
Uh-oh.
It
I
is.
thought those were.
There used to be an event-only cigar.
Yeah,
that was
but
the first time I've ever
he
had
was
one.
coming. He was coming out with a line. And I thought that was the Red Meat Lovers.
No.
I thought that was based on that blend.
No.
Nope.
No. Red Meat Lovers was a cigar that he made for a cigar shop.
It's okay, bud.
It was a you could only kind of like our Twins 25th. They're only made for that store. Now he's opened it up for anybody and everybody
Oh, okay.
to be able to get those. The Polpetta, which was came in, was it 4-packs? They were 4-packs of cigars that you could get at events,
You can, yeah.
and now you can get them. They come in a 25-count box.
Yeah.
And
at
$7.30 a piece.
Yeah, I mean, that's really reasonable.
Oh, man.
They're small, but I haven't had one since the event. But I'm sure that thing's
did.
could smoke for 45 minutes.
I had one on Saturday. It was really good.
Do we have more of those?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
There's 2 cigars I had to get.
Yep. And it was, it's awesome to, we're fortunate that we, Dunbarton is
Some good ice.
Yeah. It's freezing. to
Dunbarton
the
is right down the street from you, actually, Dave, over in Hooksett. So we're able to get stuff. We have a great relationship with them, and so we actually were able to go get the Polpettas the day they arrived at their warehouse,
thing. Nice.
and that was awesome. I mean, to kind of give you an idea, Half Wheel just posted that today Dunbarton has started to ship.
Yeah, I know. We already have them.
and we had them on Friday.
That's
you know,
awesome.
So, kudos to the guys who made that happen here at the shop.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was great. That was great. What are you thinking about the pairing, Nick?
It's interesting. Mm-hmm. It is smoothing the cigar out a little bit more. I'm getting a little bit more earth in it. You have like barely touched it. I'm like almost done my drink.
That's
You're always almost on.
That's-
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
don't-
That's a
don't-
good point.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to flag Levi down to get me another one of these. This is interesting. I want to know what he did to make this drink because
I
it's
don't.
really, really, really good, really tasty, creamy. There's almost like a sambuca-ish.
Sambuca.
Almost. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm
no,
wrong.
no
Yeah, I might be
Sambuca.
wrong.
No Sambuca.
I don't know.
But
There
it's
is.
very creamy.
There's
you
a
definitely-
there's an
I feel like
interesting
you
spice
definitely
to it.
used like an egg white. in
That
it or
that
something.
creaminess
Yeah.
really complements the cigar because this cigar is not creamy at all.
No,
You
it's
know,
got
it's
some earth
very
and
earth-
spice.
Earth and that's the predominant earth. Really, really dark, unsweetened
This is
cocoa.
Yeah,
this is definitely a contrasting pairing. 'Cause you got-
yeah,
it's
definitely.
Not
I like it because it brings out more of that earth
What?
and dark chocolate in there.
Really?
There's not really. Yeah, for me,
I
there's
take a
not
drink
really.
and I take a drag of the cigar and I get like almost next to nothing. It like
No, I
mutes
get
everything.
I get a lot of that espresso dark chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
The spice note kind of is in the background, but there is like just a bomb of dark chocolate in earth here with that
Very
drink.
dark chocolate.
Yeah, like 99%, baby.
Maybe you have to like the fifth drag after you take a sip, but it's not immediate to me.
You know what happened? You had some of your boss's beef stew over here that completely destroyed your palate. Sorry. You can blame You can blame Jay.
I'm blame Jay.
Blame Jay.
But I'm going to blame
Jay's
Jay.
fault.
It was Dan. Dan brought it to me.
Wow,
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you
You are
You're
hungry.
welcome.
for being a good brother.
Aww.
Mm-hmm.
Aw, you guys gonna hug it out now?
Unlike Jay, who is a bad boss.
I don't think he's that bad of a boss.
He made it.
He made it for
He was
everybody.
going to bring it up himself, but he knew I was coming back up.
That's it. He was just busting
Oh, that's
chops.
beneath me. I'm not bringing it to you.
He was busting chops.
I know he was. I love.
Yeah. Yep.
No, I love Jay.
We all do. We all
Grumpy
do.
old man, and I love him.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. What are you gonna do?
Look at that perfect little.
I know, right?
Little smoke ring there. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking around at our cigars here. They're burning great. No one's had to do relighting. No one's had to do retouching.
Shout Cal.
That's just Dunbarton in a nutshell.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
when
yeah.
when do you have a Dunbarton that doesn't burn right? You know.
I mean, I've never had a Dunbarton that's not burned right. I mean, I've smoked a ton of sober mesas.
You can go to the bathroom, come back, it's still lit.
Still
It's freaking
going.
Unbelievable.
I mean, the brulees. I mean, the muestra de sacas, the sin compromisos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. I mean, the guy doesn't.
No. And, last year he came out with the Sakakan, which is
Yeah.
a larger version of, the 7 by
Yeah, it's 7.5 or something like that.
7.5 by 48 or something like that.
No,
Or
it's in a
is it
it's a 50. Yeah.
And great cigar, but it like burns forever. If you don't have 3 hours of time,
Oh yeah.
We have a-
you
we have
know,
a question from YouTube.
What do you got?
Is the Polpetta a short filler?
Ooh.
do not believe it is.
Don't believe it is either.
I don't believe it is. I don't know that Steve does the short filler.
Yeah, it's like a Drew
cigar.
Estate thing.
Well, you know what? Easy. Let's see what we got. Maybe we can find that real quick.
Do a little fact checking here.
Do a little fact checking.
Probably
We'll go
a smart
half.
thing
You
to
said
do. Half wheel, yep.
half wheel.
Mm-hmm.
See what we got.
So
Polpetta.
the meatball,
See what we got here.
yep.
Do-do-do-do.
Great cigar though for $7. Now, when you consider the cigar is 4 by 48, $7.30. I'm thinking that it's a long filler.
I need that.
Yep.
Thumbs up, Levi.
No, you did it. You did it good.
It was really good.
So what's in
what's
it?
in it?
Here, hold on. Give him the headphones so you can talk into the mic.
There we go.
Radio though.
All right, this is the voice of Levi, the bartender, who has been making our drinks the last month, and he's been doing awesome.
Pleasure to be here. Happy to help. Glad we're knocking them out of the park, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Dave's still working on his, and it's
So what Nick's is done. He wants another one, by the way.
leche de kuma. No, it's
So how did you come up with this idea here?
Well, I smoked one of the Sakas today.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have the Papa in, so I
Yeah.
got the Saka Con.
Mm-hmm.
And overall, start to finish, it was a great stick, 2 hours. Didn't really get a lot of notes of anything, but I did notice that it was super smooth and creamy throughout the whole smoke. It wasn't super accurate. It never hurt my mouth, never hurt my eyes, never. And I'm running around doing whatever, and I have it in my mouth half the time. So that's kind of a big deal. And then, so I was looking for something more like a creme brulee, kind of to match it, I guess, more so than to overpower the stick. And came up with this. Just a nice little spin on, it's basically just a martini, but I just gave it to you guys in a rocks glass to save you some shame.
Shame.
It keeps freezing to my mouse pad.
No, it's super simple. It's Stoli vanilla, some creme de cacao, and then we have
Cacao.
Yep, and then we have some salted caramel whipped cream. That's what gave it the color and the texture.
Nice.
Nice. Very, very good. See, no coconut.
I know. Thank you. No,
No
never,
coconut?
No, never do coconut, please. I'll go there.
I'll let you know. You need to read that,
All right.
man, to the audience.
All right.
We'll all be surprised
Mm-hmm.
about the cigar.
All right. This is from Half Wheel about the Pulpetta. After a bit of delay, Dunbarton Tobacco Trust has begun shipping its Pulpetta line, which debuted in late 2019 as an event-only cigar, but is part of the company's regular production portfolio now. The cigar is a 4x48 Vitola that uses mixed filler cigar, meaning it has a wrapper and binder like a typical cigar, but the filler is smaller cuts of tobacco. Okay, so it is like the
Yeah,
it is
smaller, but it's not short fill.
let's see.
Smaller
Instead
cut.
of the long fillers that are used for a typical cigar, for Pulpetta, the company uses the broadleaf cuts from the Meat Carita and Meat Carita Tricky Traca,
Okay, so short fill.
Umbagog, and Ret Mead Lovers lines, along with 2 long leaf fillers.
So
A
both.
Mexican San Andreas binder and Connecticut broadleaf wrapper round out the blend, with the line produced at the Nicaragua American Cigars SA factory in Nicaragua. Okay,
Sweet.
So,
Good old-fashioned Cuban sandwich.
yep,
Basically,
There you go, boys.
you've been doing your reading, haven't you?
Sure have.
Attaboy.
very good.
Thank you, Levi.
Thank you, Levi. It was an amazing drink.
Yeah,
Yes,
buddy.
he wants another one.
Yes, sir. That was a good drink.
I'll
I
have
really
one
enjoyed
too.
it. Oh.
Oh, yeah, make it 3.
Three, baby.
3.
So I guess it is a Cuban sandwich.
Nice.
Not in your traditional sense of, well, it is.
Still got some long color
no,
in
it
there,
would
right?
be in your traditional sense of a Cuban
Yes.
sandwich. Because
Mix
you
of
have
long
your,
and short.
right, because you have, which is very famous, not very famous, a lot of people don't know, is your Tatuaje P1, 2, and 3 are traditional Cuban sandwiches.
Yep.
Which those are unbelievable cigars. They're $8. We have them for $8, and I mean for an unbelievable $8 stick that you're gonna get from Tatuaje. They're using all the top primings, not top primings, but the top trimmings of all of their broadleaf cigars and stuff like that.
Right.
So, I mean, Steve Stock's doing the same thing, and I mean those. The last time I had one,
Yeah, the P1s use all the cuttings and clippings from the Miami line.
yes, that's
Yummy.
right. My apologies for the mistake. But yeah,
fired.
I mean, why not? I mean, if you got the leftovers from
Nothing
all the
is wasted in the cigar world.
no,
Nope.
Nothing. Is
Always
wasted,
something. Yep.
yeah,
You know.
And that's the delicious part about being in cigars, is you get there's something new coming out all the time, and whether it's the scraps or whether it's whatever, it's still like
Yeah.
a high end cigar, even though it's scraps.
I mean,
It's
why
awesome.
get rid of that stuff? I mean,
Right.
it's you might as well just
Yep.
bunch it
And
together,
the forethought
throw
to
a
keep
binder.
it.
Yeah, I mean, bunch it together, throw a binder on it, throw a good wrapper on it, and guess what? You got a brand new cigar and a brand new line from what? From the scraps
From
that you
stuff you're already doing.
exactly. This
Yeah.
is awesome.
So there's someone that has the job of taking care of the scraps.
There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's got a job, baby.
It's
That's
just like
cool.
the person at Dunkin' Donuts that takes all the holes,
It takes all the what?
The
the
donut
holes
holes.
out of the donuts. Let's not throw these away.
Is that
Let's
yeah?
Put these
The little
in.
munchkins. I wonder how that conversation went.
Which conversation?
About making
Cuban
munchkins.
sandwiches or munchkins?
No, about munchkins. If that even was a conversation that somebody was just doing that and punching the holes out of the donuts, which that's not how they make donuts, but
I know.
I understand that. But imagine that though. Oh, we got all this leftovers. Oh, let's just fry them and just make munchkins. Yeah, right. Let's do it.
Oh, French fries came around because of revenge.
Because of revenge.
Yeah.
Because of revenge.
Yeah.
Tell us that
gonna have-
story.
I'm going to have to
Explain that.
paraphrase because I don't remember the whole story accurately. But
Okay.
basically,
Fact
it's
check.
some rich dude is, unsatisfied with his potatoes, and so no
Some
matter
rich
what he
guy
did,
was unsatisfied with his potatoes.
So he basically chopped them up and cut them and fried them just to piss him off, and it had the reverse effect.
Just to piss who off?
Yeah, the rich guy who was ordering the food. It was like a king or like somebody like that. I don't know if it was a king.
Like Burger King?
No, not like Burger King. This is long hundreds of years ago. Yeah.
It's hundreds of years ago.
Or it was either this or potato chips. It's one of the two. It's either French fries or potato chips. One of the two.
Well, I got the incomplete version. It says that the dish was discovered by an American soldier in Belgium during World War I, and since the dominant language of southern Belgium is French, but then it stops. I try to click into it, and it brings me to another page. The origins of French fries has been traced back to Belgium, where historians claim potatoes been fried in the late 1600s. But I mean, who invented them? It just gives me a bunch of stuff. Danny, you're gonna have to try to look at that.
Yeah, it's a
Maybe
story.
it's-
It happened around 1600, so that sounds kind of accurate. But it was the whole thing about it.
Well, let's do our 724 flashback, our weekly segment highlighting historical events brought to you by 724 Cigars. Smoke a piece of history. And today's flashback goes all the way back to 1815. And on this day, January 8th, was the Battle for New Orleans.
New Orleans.
The Battle for New Orleans,
Orleans.
led by none other than Andrew Jackson. That
Andrew
man
Jackson.
whose name is on the $20 bill.
I was gonna
Whose
say
face
he
is
was
on
on
the $20 bill.
I was gonna say 5, but who's on the $5 bill?
That's Lincoln.
Lincoln. That's right.
Yep.
And the penny.
Jesus.
But
That's true.
Andrew Jackson, who was a general, and together with some French pirates and Choctaw Indians,
That a
held
boy.
off a superior 8,000 person army
Wow.
from Britain.
Good for him.
And they were going to get creamed, but the British made a huge mistake.
Huge mistake.
Huge
It was
mistake.
very huge.
He was very
As they
huge.
came up to the Mississippi. The British had planned to have these long ladders that they would use to basically create bridges for their soldiers to cross.
Mm-hmm.
They forgot them.
Oh my God.
They forgot.
Oh my
They
God.
forgot the ladders to cross the Mississippi.
How big were those damn
And
ladders?
as a result, they couldn't get across, and so the
At what-
pirates,
what parts?
the pirates, and Andrew Jackson and the Native Americans just creamed this army that just was in complete disarray because
Thank you, young man.
their main plan for besieging the city was no longer possible because they'd left the equipment back at camp.
My God. The conversation,
And that,
I would have.
that huge win catapulted Jackson to fame and led to his presidency about 15 years later.
Wow. I would pay to be a fly on the wall of that person that was supposed to be in charge of remembering to bring the ladders and the commanding officer of that unit. I would have been loved. I would have been in heaven. He got probably chewed out. He probably got hung or burned at the stake. Because
He got sent to the front line. Are you kidding me?
oh my God, dude. There is no way that guy. I wonder if you can look up that guy's name. I'm pretty sure somewhere in the British archives is that guy, and they're condemning him.
Oh, I'm sure that his name lives in infamy over
Oh
there,
my God!
you know?
It's like a
It's-
slang word.
It's Guy Fawkes, and then that guy.
Yep.
Oh my God! How could you do that? I mean, if they would have done that, I mean, would Andrew Jackson would have lived through that? Like you said, he had 8,000. He got 8,000
didn't-
soldiers.
He didn't, but the British.
Oh, the British?
had the superior force.
I
and
mean,
they should have won. They should have creamed New Orleans,
yeah.
but they couldn't. They
couldn't cross
They
the
couldn't
Mississippi.
cross the
No.
Mississippi, and the way that they needed to in order to do it, and ended up losing.
I would have liked
So
to
I
have
thought-
seen like those ladders though. That's got to be.
That's a
like,
big.
be
Wait.
impressive ladder.
What part? So how did this? I don't know if you did any research, because the Mississippi, I mean, is a big river.
Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty wide.
It probably had to be at like one of the narrow passages. If
I
there was one
mean,
or something.
yeah.
I
but
don't
mean,
know. I didn't get that much into it, but just the whole idea of forgetting the very thing that you needed in order to do what you wanted to do. I mean, it doesn't matter if you got guns. If you can't get up over the walls or you can't get over the river,
I mean, yeah.
what are you going to do? You know, but
right.
just.
I mean, you can. I mean, you can try to dig under it, but I mean,
Oh
they'd
my
probably
gosh,
get you on the other side.
just so bad. Which leads to a little question for us to think about. Have you ever either, totally screwed yourself by forgetting some critical thing? You know,
Oh, you
that
mean
were
when I was
doing,
late for work the other day
or-
because I left my store keys at home?
or did you make a big win because somebody else, forgot something or
No. Well, So
Yeah, when
Getting-
you show up to court and the state trooper doesn't show, so you get off on the ticket.
I mean, that was planned. But anyways, that was
You could
planned.
be a little bit more graceful about it. Too.
That was planned. No, so there was this one time. So have you guys obviously, I don't know when the last time you guys flew anywhere or went
Last
to Logan or went to
January, yeah.
Manchester or whatnot. So you guys are familiar with flying, right?
Yeah.
So when you go through security check, there is another
Yeah.
line where
Yeah.
it's pre-check.
Mm-hmm.
So you can apply for that,
Yep.
which is
I
awesome.
have that. Yeah.
And how stupid I was when I was with the jail, you could, because you're a civil servant or you're a public servant or whatnot, a police officer, fireman, correctional officer, whatever, sheriffs, you can get it for free. And at the time, I was stupid and I didn't get it. And so now I'm back here and I'm like, okay, well, my wife wants to do it because she has pre-check. So if we do pre-check, I mean, we can just sign up, you sign up for it and you can just skip the whole line.
Yep.
Pretty much,
Yep.
right?
It's great.
It's an awesome thing. If you guys, anybody at home, it's worth getting. I mean, if you're flying more than twice a year, or even twice a year, or even once a year, I mean, it's a great thing to have. So, anyways,
It's good for 5 years. So if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna fly, at least a couple of times in the next 5 years, it pays itself back.
and yeah, it's such it's great. So, anyways, so I sign up, I do the application, all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, well, you got to go to your nearest airport. And I'm like, oh, can I go to Manchester? They're like, yep, you can do it in Manchester.
Yep.
So I get all my information. I got to get my passport. I got to get my license. I got to get my my social security card, all your information, right? So they can put it in the system. So I get there. I have car trouble getting there. I go, the GPS sends me through a slew of streets through through Manchester Airport, the back roads, everything. I'm like almost late. I run up to the door. This big building. It looks empty, and there's like this one little office off to the left. I rush in there, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm late. And I was like 5-10 minutes late. And they're like, oh, don't worry about it. Then you'll be fine. Do you have all your information, all your documentation? I'm like, yep, here's the application. Here's my license. Here's my social security card. And I went in my book bag, and I pull out the passport, and I didn't even look at it. And I handed it to them. And they look at it. They're like, you are not her. I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, and they turned it around, and it's my wife's passport. I'm like, no! I'm like, are you kidding me? And because they're pretty strict on their times and appointments and stuff like that. In the application, when you do it online, it says that if you do not show up, you have to wait again for the next appointment, which could be in 3 or 4 weeks. So, and we were going to, I think it was 2 months before or a month before, I was going to Detroit for a friend of ours' wedding. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, my wife is gonna kill me, right? So the lady comes out that does all the interviews and stuff like that, and she's looking at it. She's like, well, you do have your passport, right? And I was like, yeah, I do. I just got my wife's. She's like, oh, that's all right. We can look it up, but it'll cost you $10. I was like, I don't care. Just do it. But I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh, my God, I can't believe that. Because the only thing that was going through my mind, because my wife had this conversation before I left the house. She's like, make sure you got your passport. Make sure you got your ID. Make sure you got your Social Security. And I went through the whole thing. And I grabbed hers by mistake, and I could not believe it. And yeah, obviously, it looks the same thing. And I felt like a complete idiot when I got there. I was so embarrassed. But I was happy that she was able to look up my passport and stuff like that. So I was good.
That's good.
Yes. So that was my situation.
Good grief.
Yeah, I know. Talk about crazy, man.
I think,
You should have been like, well, that was me last year.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I had long hair. And I looked like a lady. Yes, absolutely. That was me last year. Yeah. Different name, completely. Different gender, too.
I had an operation.
Yeah, an operation.
Yeah, I had an operation. That was me last year. I'm a male now. I'm sure they would have been like, yeah, all right, cool. Let me bring you in. Yeah, they would have been like, yeah, you're all set, bud. You're all set.
Don't piss off this Karen.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my gosh.
I'll trash this place. So, Danny, what's the situation with you, bro? What's the incident that you had?
Well, right off the bat, I agree with Dave. There has been 1 or 2 times where I have forgotten my keys.
Oh.
You get to work and you can't open anything up, and you're like, I am so, as I get my clothes ready the night before, I actually put stuff in the pockets.
I do too.
So that I'm not
pat them down
I'm
again
not
in the morning.
thinking about it. So it's like I'll do that. I remember you guys know I preach on Sundays.
Yeah.
Right now I'm down at the AMC Church in Watertown, and one Sunday I forgot to change my work keys to my church key.
Oh.
And so now people are going to show up, right?
Right, yeah.
So the doors are going to be opened. But this particular day, whoever was going to open up the church was just having a bad day, and they didn't get there. So I'm like, here I am. I'm trying to get into church so that I can do my thing, and I can't open any of the doors.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it was horrible. I mean, we got in, we opened up and everything, but it was like, good grief, come on. Let's open up the church a little bit earlier than 15 minutes before everything starts. Come on.
Daddy walked in, he just went straight to the podium and just opened his laptop and just started reading.
Yep.
So everybody come in, take a seat. We're going to start right away. Oh, my God.
Yep.
Do you preach up here anymore? Well, not anymore, but...
Well, not for a while, just because I'm doing this long stint at this church down in Watertown. So
Yeah.
it started last May, and it's running through the end of July.
Yeah.
This year.
Oh.
So I'm busy every Sunday from now until and this Sunday that was speaking of the snow. What happened? Well, the church in Watertown got canceled because this particular church, it is right down, downtown Watertown.
Okay.
And there's not a lot of off-street parking anywhere. And the city basically banned on-street parking so they could plow the streets. That takes away 70% of the available parking. Not to mention the fact that, you've got, people coming from miles away, and they're elderly people. We just decided
Not to do it. Yeah.
the weather's going to be horrible. There's really no place to park.
Yeah.
So you got a snow day. That's nice.
Anybody that does park is going to be parking a maybe even a block or two away from the church, and to walk all that way in the middle of that storm was not pretty. So, yeah, so it was nice. So, I actually got to enjoy a whole day off.
There you go.
That was nice.
There you go. When do you
nice.
think? So when do you think that you're gonna come back here? Come back up this way, up north to do some preaching. So I want to try to catch a Sunday or catch one of the days.
It won't be until August.
Okay.
August would be when August 2024 is when I'd be available to come back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Other
Cool.
than that, I'm pretty well booked. I'm either here or in Watertown.
We'll have to do
I sleep in Haverhill, but I work
in Watertown.
in Londonderry and Watertown.
We'll have to do a Saturday sermon here at Twin Smoke Shop.
Well, what's really cool is there's a lot of cigar guys at that church.
There is a cigar shop in
And
Watertown.
There is a
isn't there?
cigar shop down there. I've been by there, and it's not uncommon for me to. I show up Sunday. I always bring cigars with me.
Nice.
And there's when it's not uncommon for somebody to walk up. Hey, you
got a cigar?
Let me,
Here you go.
I got it for you.
Yeah.
There
you go.
So that's cool to hand stuff out. I'm actually trying to work with the new moderator of the church this year. His name is Sarkis. He's a hookah guy.
He's a hookah guy.
Like, traditional Armenian, Middle Eastern, he loves the hookah, but he, enjoys, we've gotten together before. I've had a cigar. He's done the hookah thing.
Yeah.
And he's got the whole system down. It's not he's got his own thing.
Oh yeah.
And,
it's a thing.
And I want to try and get him here and get him to try a cigar again.
Well, break him in.
He had
at
a
one
bad
of your-
experience and went over to the hookah.
Ooh.
And I'm like,
well, you can't inhale it. That's the thing.
I totally get that, but we gotta get you back into
Some cigars.
some real tobacco.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know.
Take the trip up to Twins and come see us. Sarkis, if you're watching, come take a trip, brother.
George Haleblian, he's been threatening to come up here. Arpi, one of the guys who does the Armenian messages there, he's been threatening to come up here and visit, and that would be totally awesome. I would love to have an Armenian takeover up here. That'd be
pretty
a lot
cool.
of fun. Be a lot of fun.
That'd be pretty cool.
Nice.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm. So, what time do we got? I don't even know. 8:58. Wow.
That went by
We're there.
There you go.
We're there.
So next week we're going to talk about our favorite pipe tobaccos.
It's going to be an all pipe show, ladies
It's
and
going to be
gentlemen.
an all pipe show. We're going to talk about. We'll do the same thing. We'll pick 5 of our favorite blends.
Yeah.
And pick something as our favorite blend of 2023. And that should be a really good show.
Yeah. Now, are we going to have just one, or are we going to all smoke the one that we picked, that we feel that should be the top pipe tobacco?
I guess that depends. I mean, we might all pick the same thing.
I don't know.
But I don't know. But we should have a good talk about what were the best tobaccos, and we can use our show as the thing. What were the from the last year of episodes? What were the best pipe tobaccos we had?
Well, it's got to be like Steamworks or friggin' Sun Bear.
Tupelo is damn good. I mean, Anthology just came out. That's got to be one in the top.
Yeah, Anthology is fantastic.
Anthology.
I mean, you
Anthology is
can't, and
fantastic.
also
Anthology
you
is
can't,
too much.
also you can't stray away from the 724 blends. I mean,
Nope.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I was telling Danny the other day, actually this morning, I was smoking the 603 roast, and damn, is that good.
Yep.
I mean, man,
We had 3 of those come out. We had
Dexter Secret.
Queen, Dexter Secret,
Yep.
and then Little Gold Dust and 603 Roast come out this year.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Little Gold Dust is definitely one of my faves.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely one of mine too. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you don't see a whole lot of new pipe tobacco coming out, but those things, those really are good.
I mean, you
I'm
got
not just saying that because I helped bring them out. They're really
yeah,
good.
they are. I mean, you got the Beast. Did the Beast come out this year? Or it came out last year.
The Beast came out. Well, the Beast came out in February last year.
Oh, it did.
Yep.
All right.
Mhm.
Yep.
So that could be one.
Yep.
And
Yeah. I mean, you got.
the Carolina Red Flag. With
Yeah, but what's in the
Yep.
Beast? Like they come out with that like every once in a while.
Yeah,
Wasn't
every
the
few
first
years.
time.
You got Fillmore. Did Fillmore come out?
No, Fillmore's been out for
Oh,
years.
Fillmore's been out. I mean, Fillmore's been. I mean, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Uh,
With pipe tobacco, I don't think it necessarily has to be like this year because, like I said, there's not a whole lot of new pipe tobaccos that come out.
what's that one from Ashton? Consummate
Gentleman. Yep, that was really good.
That was. I mean, we had Joe on. I mean, we all smoked it. I mean, that was a really good English.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Surprisingly, I mean, from a not to not bash it or put it down or anything, but I mean, yes, their cigars are great.
Mm-hmm.
But man, they came out with that pipe tobacco. Man, that was good. That was
That
good.
was really good.
That was really good. That was a little surprising for me because obviously they're known for their cigars. They're the Churchills, the Sovereigns, the VSGs, the ESGs, the Cemeteries. But I mean, they really kind of put a little statement on there in the pipe tobacco. I'm just really happy about that one.
All right. So once again, kudos to Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust
Yeah, baby.
and the Mi Querida Black Papasaka
Ooh, yeah.
cigar of
nom.
the year, best line extension. I think we can agree on that. And best overall blend based on our 5-pack from this year. So congratulations to them. And we'll be re-releasing the 5-pack with the cigars with their normal bands on them.
Yes, we will.
And that way everybody will be able to smoke those and know what they're smoking.
Yep.
And we'll be looking forward to that. All right, so next week, be here, 8 o'clock, Monday night. We'll be doing our pipe episode, Best Pipe Tobaccos of 23.
Yeah, baby.
Be here or be square.
Stay smoky, my friends.
And that's not just blowing smoke.
You've been listening to Not Just Blowing Smoke, the podcast that brings the wealth of knowledge, expertise, and fun of Twins Smoke Shop, New England's premier smoke shop, right to you, wherever you are, whenever you want it. You can find us at our website, notjustblowingsmoke.com, and keep in touch with us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at Not Just Blowing Smoke. Thanks for listening, everybody, and that is Not Just Blowing Smoke.
Rolling with the top down, smoking